JBN, we keep you informed. Robber caught in house wearing owner's clothes after 2-day spree. A team of officers attached to the Anova Police Division arrested and charged a man with burglary and larceny after he was caught on his second attempt in the complainant's house in Lucy, Hanover. The robber has been identified as 20-year-old Nicolai Forbes of Barrett Hall in St. James. Reports are that on Sunday, July 26, the complainant securely locked up his house and left. On his return, he observed that his house was broken into and several items were stolen. One Glock magazine, 33 rounds of ammunition, several pieces of jewelry valuing approximately $1 million, cash amounting to $309,000 among items of clothing were missing. The matter was reported to the police about 5 p.m. on Monday, July 27. After breaking into the complainant's house a second time, Forbes was caught in the complainant's house dressed in the clothes he had stolen. He was subsequently charged with burglary and larceny on Thursday, July 30. His court date is being finalized. 4 arrested after cops find gun and ammunition. 4 men are now in police custody following the seizure of a firearm and several rounds of ammunition during an operation in Teverton Road, Kingston 2 yesterday. The Rockford police report that between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. on Friday, a search was conducted at a premises during which a 9mm pistol along with 14 9mm rounds of ammunition was seized. 4 men who occupied the premises were subsequently arrested. Their identities are being withheld pending further investigations. 2 firearms seized in Salt Springs, St. James. A team of officers assigned to the St. James Police Division seized 2 firearms including an assault rifle during a joint police-military operation in Salt Springs, St. James on Friday, July 31. Reports are that about 6:30 p.m., lawmen were in the area when a section of the community was searched and one Omni assault rifle with a magazine containing 18 5.56 rounds of ammunition and one Uzi submachine gun with a magazine containing 15 9mm rounds of ammunition found. No one was arrested in relation to this seizure. Investigation continues. Young man with great promise. Colleague remembers policeman killed in crash. The Westmoreland Police are mourning the loss of one of their members following the death of Deputy Superintendent DSP Omar Morris, who was killed in a motor vehicle crash in St. Elizabeth on Wednesday night. Initial reports are that about 8 p.m., Morris was driving his Honda Accord motor car along a section of the Shaw's Main Road near Holland Bamboo when his vehicle collided with a minibus heading in the same direction. It is reported that Morris was attempting to overtake the bus. Both vehicles crashed into an embankment, but Morris's car rode the embankment and plunged into the river below. The police and the fire department were summoned. Both drivers were taken to hospital where Morris was pronounced dead. Morris, 37, was recently transferred to Westmoreland and was traveling from his home in St. Catherine to the Savlamar police station when the crash occurred. Commanding officer for Westmoreland, Superintendent Robert Gordon, said that Morris was the operations officer for the division and joined the division little more than 3 weeks ago after serving in the corporate area. DSP Morris completed approximately over 14 years in the Jamaica Constabulary Force, and he is a DSP. So obviously one can see that he was a young man with great promise, said Gordon. He was very insightful, listens well, and has a caring side, because he always cares a lot for the troops under his command. Gordon said that Morris was also a tourism liaison officer who was responsible for grooming the district constables who patrol Negril. He said that he was instrumental in their recruitment and training. Government to launch design competition for low-income housing market. Prime Minister Andrew Holness said the government will be launching a design competition where building professionals will be invited to come up with affordable housing solutions to meet the needs of the low-income market. We are going to be calling on our engineers and our architects to come up with engineering designs, architectural designs, and material selections that would see a lower cost but high quality solution that we can use and replicate right across Jamaica, he said. Holness said that when the various input costs are factored into the construction process, it becomes unaffordable for many people, but argued that you can get these costs down by improving the technology. He said further details of the design competition will be announced in a week. There are many creative engineers, architects, and builders who would want to participate in such a competition. We have the talents and the skills to be able to deliver these kinds of housing solutions at the highest quality and at the best price possible, he added. Holness was speaking at a handover ceremony in Old Harbour Base, St. Catherine on Thursday for 2 more units under the Housing Opportunity, Production and Employment Hope program. The houses, a 3-bedroom and a 2-bedroom, are part of the social housing initiative to provide shelter for the indigent. It will benefit people who do not have an income and would not have a chance to purchase a house on the open market. I won't cut her hair, parents of dreadlocked girl incensed at systemic racism after court ruling. Shireen Virgo said she will not cut her 7-year-old daughter's hair despite yesterday's court ruling that Kensington Primary School did not breach her child's constitutional rights when it denied her access in 2018 for having dreadlocks. I will not be cutting her hair. That was never an option on the table. As it is right now, it seems that everything is going the homeschool direction anyways, Virgo said after the Supreme Court ruling. The mother was told that her then 5-year-old daughter would need to cut her hair before she could attend the school, which is one of the top performing institutions in Portmore St. Catherine. The school stated that the wearing of dreadlocks was against its policy. The Supreme Court had granted an injunction for the child to attend school after Jamaicans for Justice filed a motion on behalf of the child and her parents in August 2019. Her mother said that her daughters performed exceptionally well in the 2 years she has been at the institution, despite the controversy surrounding her hairstyle. Virgo said that her daughter topped her class for both the first and the second year and was looking forward to going to grade 3 this September. The most I can do as a Jamaican, as a mother, is to continue to instill good values in my child and continue to encourage her and continue to let her know that she's beautiful regardless, she said. The mother said she was disappointed and left speechless by the ruling, which was handed down by a panel of judges that included Justices Sonia Bertram-Linton, Evan Brown and Nicole Simmons. I will not be putting any creamy crack in her hair. Her hair will continue to stay the same, she insisted. The child's father, Dale Virgo, said he too is disappointed with the court's ruling. I expected that Jamaica would lead the charge against somewhat systemic racism as it relates to her hair, Mr. Virgo said. Life goes on and we still have to keep the fight going. She's very bright and she's very upbeat and that's how we raised her. She's in a happy family, the father said. The couple's attorney, Isaac Buchanan, insisted that the child's constitutional rights to freedom of expression, the right to religion, equity, equality before the law and access to education, among others, were breached. It is most unfortunate. It is a sad day, as you can see, for Rastafarians and dreadlocks wearing black people in this country. I respect the decision of the court, Buchanan said. The written judgment will be given at a later date, but Buchanan has already indicated that he intends to appeal the court's ruling. He said the judgment will have implications for the child and her parents. The injunction which caused the child to go to school without being harassed or harmed is now lifted, and the child is at the mercy of the school, Buchanan said. More than 130 Jamaicans returned from Trinidad and Tobago. More than 130 Jamaicans arrived in the island from Trinidad and Tobago yesterday, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith said. According to the minister, the Nationals are the second cohort of Jamaicans to return home from Trinidad after the country closed its borders because of the COVID-19 pandemic for months. The Foreign Ministry, through intensive collaboration among its network of missions, including the consulates, travel health and the security stakeholders, has been coordinating controlled re-entry flights as well as safeguarding the welfare of Jamaicans in difficult times overseas due to border closures, Johnson-Smith said. We give thanks that many have returned, but the work continues to support the return of nationals where travel routes and restrictions remain severely challenged, she added. The minister also said that arrangements are being made for the return of approximately 60 Jamaicans in China whose courses of study or teaching contracts have ended since the last repatriation flight. We're also trying to coordinate a humanitarian flight out of Panama and seeking to have it facilitate the return of a smaller number of nationals in Mexico, Belize, and Brazil, she added. The small numbers, closed borders, travel restrictions, dispersed locations, and a limited domestic movement in these cases have made coordination efforts particularly challenging at this time, but we continue to work at it. WPM commissions new garbage compactor trucks into service. Western Parks and Markets, the regional arm of the National Solid Waste Management NSWMA, on Thursday commissioned 5 new garbage compactor trucks into service in Western Jamaica. The trucks are part of a fleet of 20 that were handed over to the NSWMA on July 23 by Prime Minister Andrew Holness during a ceremony at Jamaica House. The vehicles bring to 23 the number of compactor units in WPM's fleet. WPM has oversight for the parishes of Trelawney, St. James, Hanover, and Westmoreland. Garnet Edmondson, Regional Operations Manager for WPM, said that the new units operated in the parishes of St. James and Westmoreland yesterday in an effort to clear the backlog of garbage in those parishes. With the new compactor units, we are going to see a significant improvement in garbage collection, Edmondson stressed. We'll touch communities in a better way. The added units will see us moving the more aged units in the fleet from main duty to secondary duties, resulting in more waste being removed. At the same time, he appealed to residents in the region to play an active role in the management of solid waste. Jamaica Labour Party JLP Council for the Petersfield Division, George Wright, who along with other stakeholders were on hand to witness the trucks working in sections of Westmoreland, expressed gratitude for the new units. The people of Westmoreland are very grateful for the trucks. What they do is that they increase the fleet of trucks that we have, and we will see more garbage being collected. Backlog will be a thing of the past, he said. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.